Hi guys, use case here, and today we have another episode of MikroTik Lounge. However, you might have noticed that the Lounge series have branched out. We have the guide to Latvia, we have comments, we have the newsletters, and so on. And today, instead of building upon what already is there, we're making yet another branch. But guys, this branch is special because this time we are giving you an opportunity to make some money. Well, not real money, the merch shop coupons. But it's even better than money, right? Because with money, what do you usually buy? Like boring stuff. Milk, eggs, phones, and oh god, those phones get annoying, right? People call you, people message you. The alarm clock? Now, with the MikroTik merch star coupons store, you can get cooler stuff like hoodies, bottles. You will be getting 10 euro coupons. For what? Well, let's dive right in. So here's the deal. We like pictures and we like your setups. So usually we see some of your setups just by browsing the internet, but we want more. We want to see them all. So send us your coolest MikroTik setups. Send us cool MikroTik devices, use cases spotted in the wild. And if we feature them, like in a video like this, or in a newsletter, or even in the social media, you are getting 10 euros for the merch shop. So to start off, I wanted to take a step back and look at some of the things I remember from when I started working in MikroTik. It's been like, I don't know, 4 years or so. So I will show you some of the setups and use cases from a longer period of time. And some of them are just cool, but some of them include detailed use cases, and that would be perfect. If you can send us some detailed stuff so that people watching this can also learn from your experience, that would be perfect. Maybe even some special prizes for that. So, first up, as it is cold Latvian winter here, I got my Christmas jacket. I wanted to go to Hawaii, and in 2018 we had a nice picture on the forums from Hawaii, an LHG dish on a mast at Waikiki Shell. So the distance was about 1.5 kilometers, and I think they reached like a solid gigabit of speed, even in bad weather, which is nice to have it with 60 gigahertz, right? Just look at these sites. How I would like to be there. Moving on from the warmth of Hawaii, let's go to the very first social media post I've done for MikroTik when I started out. It was a nice use case from Everest Base Camp in Nepal, and I remember what I wrote as if it was yesterday, but I will read it because I don't actually remember it. It's just something that I say. So, what do climbers miss the most during their trips? Is it food, oxygen, heat? For many people, the answer is friends and family. I was a romantic back then, and I still am. And in the setup, we see some mant boxes, right? The antennas, SXT, and net metal. And what they did, they connected like the base camp to the other locations, so that if you have a trip up the Everest, you can still have like a solid internet connection in the base camp, so you're not cut off from everyone. And I've heard that it's a difficult trip, so sometimes you need like additional resources, or you need to change your plans. So staying connected is not just about being sentimental, it can be crucial. Another cool use case back from when I started out, and back from when Elon Musk was still sane, is the SpaceX lifting mechanism. And what we see here is the Metal 52 AC. How cool is that? MikroTik goes to space. Well, as many people pointed out, it's the lifting mechanism, so the Metal 52 stays on Earth. But you know what? Doesn't matter. I will be telling everyone that I've been to space. Another use case we found back then, there's this bullet time camera setup with cameras in a circle called the Kronos ring. And they reach, I think it was 72,000 frames per second to make those cool bullet time scenes. And what we see there, oh, what is it? A MikroTik switch. How cool is that? So another romantic post from, I think, 2000 whatever. So the coolest MikroTik setup. Sorry, I'm getting too entertained by my old posts, but what are you gonna do? I'm a narcissist, deal with that. So what good is the warmth of summer without the cold of winter to give it sweetness? It's not me, it's a quote by Steinbeck, but just look at this. It's not just some frozen tech stuff, right? These devices are still working. And this is the Czech mountain, War Mountain range, and it gets really cold there. But maybe you know this, maybe you don't. We test most of our devices to work even at 40 below 0 Celsius. Sorry, Americans. I don't remember the Fahrenheit conversion by heart, but maybe Henris can. Now, a quick quiz. It's not a quiz, just a question. Have you seen the MikroTik Staff Ultra Value pics? We made the LTAP video, LTAP Mini, recently, right? And I think I mentioned that during his travels, Normund, my colleague who travels a lot, or he used to before the pandemic, in Uzbekistan, I think he said that in a museum he saw some LTAPs Mini in the entrance like thing where you either get the right to enter or not. Another cool use case with the LTAP Mini from Uzbeks is the upgrade of an ATM network. And what I like about this one, there are no pictures, sadly, but they've sent us this schematic. And how cool is that? You actually get to see like how they built the solution. The main task was to connect 50 ATMs to the central office. All ATMs were supposed to receive internet via LTE and use an encrypted channel to form a single network. So they used the VPN tunnel, and for this setup they used 50 LTAPs Mini with LTE connections as VPN clients. And the reason they chose LTAPs, good price and 2 SIM slots for backup. So if you're running ATMs, I guess it's not an option to lose the connection, right? So you pick 2 different mobile operators, and yeah, you have a failover. Better safe than sorry. Speaking of travel, I have never been to ocean. I've been near an ocean several times. I went to, I think, Portugal, and I was in Italy for some reason, something work related, and I know that the ocean is quite literally there, but in Portugal there was this storm alarm, and you were not allowed to go there. And in Italy I was just too busy like eating pizzas and meeting people from Czech Republic. So ocean. In Kolkata there's a cool but scary point-to-point connection in the middle of the ocean. Just look at this. It's like from a horror movie, like something you would get if you cross like H.P. Lovecraft stories and maybe, I don't know, some Carpenter movies, and this vast, lonely place with, I guess, giant squids underwater, and these fearless system administrators just on some small floating thing installing net metals, because what they needed, a tsunami alert and tide reading stations, the connections between them. So a cool piece of technology. We get informed if there's tsunami coming, right? Very useful. But in the ocean you have different challenges, right? So you need a good line of sight, which at first might seem trivial. No buildings, right? No trees. But because of the waves, and I'm not even talking about ships, but because of the waves, the line of sight can get just worse at times. And also, you can't have like huge towers or masts, right? Because you would need like a huge, like these oil refineries. But who has the budget to build huge ocean stations? And what they did, they put these small floating buoys. I don't know how to pronounce it in English. In Latvian, it's buoys. Yeah, and they chose net metal with 5 gigahertz connectivity because it's the. Let's read a quote from them. We chose the MikroTik net metal because it uses the extended upper part of the 5 gigahertz spectrum, leading to a much lower probability of interference as well as high gain TX power. So there you have it. MikroTik on Mount Everest, in space, kinda, and in the middle of the ocean. So what I would like to see now is some sort of a setup in a volcano. Do you guys have that? Do you have volcanoes? Do you work in a volcano? If so, you know what? Feeling generous. If you are a volcano system administrator, 20 euros. Speaking of crazy places, have you seen MikroTik routers at the Glastonbury Festival? And no, I'm not talking of a new indie band called the MikroTik routers. So yeah, we see here a CCR 1036, and guys, come on, upgrade. Next Glastonbury Festival, I want to see 2216s. Let's do this. I know you are watching this, obviously. So there you have it. Some cool pictures, some interesting schematics. Everything works. That is what the MikroTik launch spotted in the wild is all about. We want to see how you are using the devices. And 2 reasons: curiosity and the opportunity to learn. Because sometimes your setups are completely different than what we were imagining when building these solutions. So send your stuff to us. Here's the email. And if you get featured, 10 euros in the MikroTik merch shop. So yeah, see you next time. Bye.